Hello, how many stocks do you watch regularly? I think it depends. If you, for your watch list, it needs to be a, a watch list for the entire year. So therefore, you want a number of stocks in the watch list that whether you're analyzing it on a daily basis or every weekend, the time you have available to analyze it, if that's 1 hour, you want to be able to analyze them within an hour, and that will determine how many you will have in your watch list. So your watch list, you will analyze it on a daily basis if you want to do the you want to analyze it on a daily basis, or you will analyze it during the weekend if you want to do it during the weekend. I did both. This year, at the beginning of the year, I analyzed it on a daily basis, and going into 2026, I'm analyzing it on a weekend. So, but and for analyzing it on the weekend, because it's the weekend, I wanted to have a bigger list. But for analyzing on a daily basis, I found 70 to 80 to be a good amount to analyze within an hour. So it's good to do the daily chart analysis to see for one stock to see how long it took you, and use that with 60 minutes divided by how many minutes it took you to analyze one to find how many stocks you need to have in your watch list when you do that division. If that's 1 hour you have available. So that's one way. So now you have your watch list. If that's a watch list that you are going to be analyzing during the weekend, so what you the stocks, the number of stocks you should analyze regularly, like every day, probably around your lunchtime or so, will be stocks you, when you analyze during the weekend, stocks that are well positioned for you to buy or for you to sell. You will make them red, or blue or what in on your watch list. The one that are highlighted are the one you already purchased. So the one that are red, for instance, are the one that are coming down. Like in my example here, they are coming down to keep an eye on, and the one that are blue are the one that buy now type of stocks. So around lunchtime, the one that are blue buy now, whatever flag you gave them are the one you will watch pretty much every day around your lunchtime to analyze it again to see if you need to buy that today, and things like that. If you didn't buy it, then the next day you will watch it again. So that is how regularly you'll be watching those. The one that over the weekend you say that, oh, this I could buy on Monday, or this I feel like I can find it during the week to buy. You can color code those, and those are the ones you are going to be watching regularly. It's not a matter of number, because depending on your watch list, sometimes you may not find anything to buy, and then all of a sudden, at some point, a lot of them will be positioned for you to buy now. So depending on those situations, you won't have anything to watch regularly during the week if you are analyzing on the weekend, and there will be some weeks that you'll have multiple ones that buying now they will meet that requirement, and you'll have to review it every day when you are ready to buy to see again, is there one there that you should not buy, and take it out and buy the one that you need to buy, and the one you didn't buy, the next day you'll review it again. So that is, so it will depend on the list as well. So you have your watch list, and then you have the sub list of the one that are ready for you to buy or ready for you to sell from the list. So now that we answered that question, let's go do our stock analysis to see if the one we highlighted here are good one for us to add to our 2026 watch list. The first one is UNP. We are going to use maximum monthly chart, and so UNP, we are going to trace some support lines here passing by the valley, and again because we are trading large cap growth stocks, upward stocks, what we consider being a good stock is a stock that is showing us a higher lows at the valley and a higher peaks, a higher highs at the peak. So you can see that we are touching base with the bottom of the V's that we are seeing going from the past to the present toward the price. The price is on the y-axis from 0 up, and the date is on the s-axis from the past to the present. So we have those lines. We can see if we can trace some more. Okay, so when we are looking at this, we have two possible value lines here that is respecting. Now let's see, and they are touching higher lows. Now let's see the peak here. Every 2 years, 3 years, 1 year or so is climbing higher and higher, and it reached a new high 4 years ago, came back down, went up, came back down, has not exceeded yet. So, and right now is somewhere around there. I don't think it's going to come back down here before going back up, because it came back somewhere here. Let's assume that this is not just a tiny line, is more like an area. So we can assume this is close enough, went up, pull back down, and start going up. So yes, we are going to add it to our watch list, and I think it's around somewhere here. Therefore we might find a way to get in, because I feel like from here it could well go up. There is a chance it might decide to come down here though, but we are not going to wait on it. We might buy, and if it come back down again, well, we might buy some more. So this is a yes, but because it's close to this value line, we can go to maximum daily chart to see what it's doing in there, because again, we trade at the value line to buy. And while we are here, let's see if I can activate it. I'm not seeing the it's not a good one here, but let's see here. We have a slight uptrend line there. It's just like is pretty much going sideways along it. And let's go in here. Yeah, and we can see a higher lows here too. This is higher than this one, which is higher than this one, and this one is lower than this one and higher than this one. So today, if today is a green bar, is a buy. That is a thing too though. I tend to buy on green bar days and sell on a green bar day. Sometimes I sell on a red bar day, but I tend to buy on a green bar day. But recently I've been asking myself, green bar is when the price is going up, red bar is when the price is dropping. So why buying on a green bar day if I'm going to pay a higher price for it, and not a red bar day? Since I'm buying, you are buying, you want to pay a low price, and when you are selling, you want to sell at a high price. So technically I should be buying it on a red bar day and selling it on a green bar day. Does that make sense? The thing is, on a red bar day, if you are not careful, you don't know how many red bar you are going to have. So if you purchase it at the first one and then you have multiples, the price is going to continue dropping. So I don't know, it's just something I learned when I'm learning swing trading, that because I associate a red bar to a pullback to the trend line, and then when I see a green bar, it's a sign that it start going up from there. But I really wonder if I see the line that I wanted to buy at, if those green bar and red bar, if I should be buying it on a green bar day. But it's a discussion for another time. I had to experience it to to decide on that, because having a red bar there, you don't know if the next day is going to be another red bar and so forth. A price is dropping, so you don't know when that drop will end for that to continue going up. That's where the green bar comes into play to tell you that this drop ended, the price start going up again. And then you can buy, but again you'll be paying a higher price compared to anyone that purchased it on those red bar days. So that's something that, because we are not just buying it and selling it now, we are in it for a longer period of time. Maybe trying to buy it at a higher price may not mean much, since we are going to be buying it around that area anyway. So those are things you have to work through for yourself, and not just take somebody words for it, but experience it and draw some tips from there and go and continue from there. So this, I think, where it is worth buying some, in my opinion, during the week or so, or next week or so, while it's still around this area. But yes, this one is one to add to the watch list, and I think it's worth trying to get in from here, because it has been on this drop for 4 years now. I think it's enough rest for it to start going up from there. I don't think it's going to go all the way down here. If it has it fell back from that higher low and has been wandering around here. In the past, I would say no to this type of stock, but so those mark here, I have them. You can see the last time I did that analysis, but it didn't. I didn't trade it. It was not on my watch list for last year. So CNI, and I think those arrow shows that we purchased it and sold it already, sometimes in the past, probably 2023. CNI. Okay, so CNI. Oh, and by the way, when we come across one like that is ready for you to buy or so, you can move it to your current list of those stocks, so that you do not forget about them. CNI. So CNI, let's trace some lines here. Interesting. It breached this though, but I think this is just going to be the line. It's not going to breach it too much. It's going to come back down. It has been on this rise for so many years. I don't think there is even a point for us to trace an horizontal line. Let's see. If we trace it from here, it's going to come here, but I don't think it's going to go all the way down there. It has been claiming this for a while now. Let's see the peak. We are having higher highs here. So yeah, higher highs, but it reached this peak some years ago though, and have not exceeded yet. And probably this peak was kind of higher compared to the previous one. Like those peaks compared to this one, there is not a lot of gap between it, and this one was a little bit higher. Maybe that's why it's struggling to exceed it. It came close here, but has not exceeded. So, and it pulled back and start going up. It has not been gone. It's not going up yet. It's still on the drop. But I don't think it's going to come all the way here. So yes, this we could add it to it to keep an eye on it, and it seems to me that it's already around that valley line. So what I'm going to and I'm not really seeing. Let's see here. If we put our mouse here, we can see that that area is coinciding with a previous peak. You can call it resistant line as well. So maybe you wanted to rest there and start going up from there. Again, this is there to be buy now as well. And let's see. And right now is displaying a downtrend here for us. So we can wait to see if we can see an uptrend. Yeah, let's see. In fact, it's kind of horizontal. It's kind of horizontal there. Let's go back to the maximum monthly chart and extended this line that we trace it here. Uh-oh, it's not what I'm trying to do. You can activate it and extend it. And then we can go to maximum daily chart and look. Okay, it's right there. It's touching base with it. The price is not really moving anywhere, and it touched base with it here, went up and came back down to it. Don't really like it when stocks are doing horizontal things. So, and now the price is lower there. I mean, if is me, that's where I wanted to buy, but I'm not going to wait for that to go back up there before I buy it. So I'll be paying a higher price for it. Sometimes it might be worth it though. It give you a sign that it's going to go up from there. But again, it did it here. Let's say you saw it there and you say, you know what, I wanted to buy it at this line. I wanted to see it go there first. It went there, pull back to it, it even remained okay, pull back to it, went up a little bit and pull back down, and then it's here. So then if you saw it here, you didn't buy it and you purchase it somewhere here, you will still be negative in it for the time being. Does that make sense? So that's why in essence it's like that. Analyzing it with the way our reasoning is, we can make a decision to buy now, even though we are seeing a downtrend here, because again we are saying to ourselves it won't go any lower. It does not mean it won't, but that is my assumption on it. So yes, it's somewhere we can buy it now. Not that I'm going to buy it today, or no, I'm not entirely sure, but it's worth adding here. It's at the valley line, and again you can buy one share and put an arrow where you purchase it and keep observing it and use it as a practice. You know you're not going to sell it until it reaches a new high, so you are going to be in it for a while, and then you can just make up your mind from there, adjust your own rule from there as well. So CSS is a CSX. So that's how I try to see, okay, can we do it this way, can we do it that way? It's not like doing it just one way only. I'm more of that type of person. Try to see how I can stretch that boundary, you know, and still not get out of my comfort zone too much, because again we are trading with real money here. That's what I recommended anyway, but just start small and make money in the process, not fake money. So but again, that is just my personal opinion here. So let's see, we have some value lines that is respecting. Let's see if it's making higher peak here, and yes, it's making it. Yeah, and the last one is 2 years ago, and it came back down, went up and start going up. So it's going to the peak, but it just has not reached it yet. And we can see, okay, so when it reach a peak, it will continue up. So from last time, it will continue up. So with that in mind, it left there, it came back down and left there, but has not reached a peak yet. It's close to it, but it has not reached a peak yet. I will say, yeah, we can buy some, even though we are not seeing it at the value line. We can jump in. It has been it's 2 years ago, it has not breached it yet, so it's still on the course. We are just going to pay a higher price compared to the value line, but we think there is still room. Is on its way to reach that higher peak. It's just not there yet, so we are catching it now at the start of here. So yes, this is going to be added, and that is going to be the valley line. So now we can go to maximum daily chart and look at it. So we will be able to trace the line that is resting on right now. And yeah, today could be an entry point. It's right there, and we are seeing that red bar. And then we have two green there. A lot of time I like to buy at the first or second green bar that follow the pullback. You can see that pullback keep pulling. But then you have those are good entry point. We have two already. I don't know what today will be, but yes, yesterday will be a good entry. The day before yesterday that the market was open, which it might be Friday, those will be good entries as well. So today could be another entry. And let's see, it's $34, one share, and you can start practicing how to swing trade. It does not mean it may not go lower, but again, I think that's a good entry right there, in my opinion. It's already left where we want to buy. I don't think it's going to come back down to that valley line. It's pretty much on its way up for the past 2 years or so. That's just my opinion on that. And again, it just doesn't touch base with the valley line twice when we look at it there, but does not mean it may not do it. I just feel like it touched base with it and it goes. So, and that's why I'm thinking that we can enter it. We can, that's an option as well, personally. And I'm just speaking for my own choices here. So CSS, we are having a lot of stocks that are positioned to buy now. So don't wait until 2026 to start, because again, with the strategy we are using, you can go a while without buying stocks because they are just shooting up, and then all of a sudden you'll find them at the valley line getting ready to take off. So when you see them there at the valley line, that is your sign to buy some. If you can afford to buy one share, you might want to go for it. So this one, we have higher lows at the valley, and it seems to be this could be the line, but let's see if we have higher peaks. And yes, we have higher peaks every few years or so, and right now it's already touched base with that valley line and reached a higher peak already. So we are going to wait for it to come back down before we buy. That's what I'm talking, excuse me, I'm talking about. Some of them will be, shooting up high, far from the valley line, that you just don't get in. Although when you see that peak, it can continue up a little bit longer before it will be down. There might still be room to to buy, because you know that it's going to continue. It just reached that highest peak this month or so, and there is room to it. Does that make sense? That is going to continue higher. I just don't, yeah, there is room. Let's see here, August, March, so pretty much the whole winter to spring type of month, 6 months, continue going forward before it will pull back. But I just prefer to say, you know what, no, it's already reached a new high, let's just let it be. But that is one thing, that another decision you might make as well, saying that once it reaches that, it's going to pull back a little bit, and then it's going to continue. Let's see. It seems to me that it's going to be using this supporting line to continue growing, and while it's there, yeah, it will be a possibility to buy some, because with the assumption that for 6 months it's going to continue going higher and higher, and 3-4 months you can sell it and get out and lock in some small profit. Is a decision that you could make as well. That's how we are using our long option on swing trading strategy. But if we miss our window to buy at the valley, we can decide to see what support line can we buy at. And this one, if today is a green bar, it could be an entry point. Again, with the assumption that it's going to continue going up for at least the next 4 months. Okay. But am I going to do that? No. I'm just going to add it to my watch list because I have a good ones that I added already that are taking off from the valley. Let me see how much this one costs. Yeah, around 283 or so. But and this one is already going up. So yeah, it reached that high and pulled back, but we have that assumption that it could continue again, but I prefer not to do that. It's just too high for me to take that risk based on the strategy I'm using. So the next one we are going to buy is HON. So that's how you can try not to confine yourself in a formula or a rule, but it's okay to work outside of that rule to keep stretching it, to keep improving your strategy and customizing it. So yeah, that one that we just saw, yes, is a good one to add to the watch list for 2026. And let's take a look at this one. I have this line that won't go too far up, and it seems to me that this is the line, although it tends to breach a little bit. Let's see if it's making higher mountain here. Yes, it is shooting up, and it went sharply here and pulled back, went up, and now it's right there. You see, when you are seeing something that you can pay a low price for, yes, it might take a while before it start going up, but buying one that is already higher up, if you have disposable income in the account to work with, yeah, buying one share of them is now, it's okay. Just keep an eye on it so you don't overstay in it since you didn't buy it at the valley line. So this is going down, but it's right there at that valley line that it has been respecting. And sometimes it go a little bit below it and then go back up. It does not go sharply below it. Therefore, buying it there, it is. So let's go to the valley, the daily chart, and see what it's doing there. What am I doing here? So we can see it came back down, and right now it's kind of on a downtrend here, but it's worth looking. Oh, because I'm stretching it too much. Okay, but it's worth looking to see what it's doing. Like if it's going to even come back down here, we might say, you know what, it does not matter if I buy somewhere here, or if I buy somewhere here, or somewhere here, or somewhere here, and just buy one, because we are not trying to time it right. We are not even trying that because we have a long duration in mind for us to sell it. It does not really matter if we leave some change on the table. Again, it's just my personality type. Some people don't want to leave any change on the table, so you just have to see which one you are comfortable with. But just buying it and having it, again, that will be something we will add to our watch list. I'm not going to buy it right away because I don't think I have enough fund in the account for all of those stocks that we are seeing. And yes, this is one for 2026. So pretty much all of those that I put Gucci for a year or 2 years ago, they are still good now, even though they didn't make it to our watch list for 2025. They are making it to our watch list for 2026 based on the criteria we are using to analyze them this time. So I'm going to add this one to our current list as well, so that I can keep an eye on it, and as soon as we save some money and send it to our brokerage account, well, I can make those purchases. So this is pretty much how we will do our chart analysis to gather stocks for 2026 watch list. Thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time. Thank you for all your comments, and thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and ninasoap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and grow your account from there. If you want to practice how you can analyze stocks that you like to trade to see if they are worth adding to your watch list, and once they are in your watch list, how you will continue analyzing them to see when one is ready for you to buy, we have an online workshop that we are organizing tomorrow, November 26, 2025 at 9 a.m. Central Time, and I'm estimating it might take us about 90 minutes for a group of 10 to together take turn and analyze a stock. So it'll be good. You have a platform, you know, a trading platform that you'll be able to practice on, and we are using Google Meet, so it'll be good if you have a Gmail account. But will you please check the link in the description of this video to, you know, to go purchase a seat for yourself, and it is free in exchange of your feedback to see how we can improve the workshop, what you think we should include in the workshop moving forward. Thank you so much for your time. For more of, you know, tips on how you can create your own watch list, will you please check the playlist in the description of this video. Thank you.